start. So we will take session on the synchronization. So what is meant by synchronization is, suppose if we take the example, suppose if we have one resource, suppose this is our resource, and if we have a multiple threads here, suppose this is our first thread, suppose this one is the another thread, suppose this one is our another thread, this one is our another thread, and this one is our another thread. Suppose if we have this much thread and we have only the one resource, what is this? This is a 1 minute, it's stuck. Hmm. Okay, so this is a resource, and these are all are the resource. This is the resource, and these all are the threads here. These all are the threads here. Suppose if I execute the program, what will happen here? This thread, these all the threads, whatever threads we have, these all the threads will be execute this resource at the same time. Okay, these all the threads will execute this resource, and so suppose if I execute this program, so this all the threads will be execute this resource at the same time. Suppose we have a value here, suppose we have a total here, that is the 10. We have a total here, that is a 10. So what will happen here? What will happen? This will also assign total as a 10, this will also assign total as a 10, this will also assign total as a 10, this will also assign as a total 10. It will create a problem. We have one example that, right? So we have a total seats as a 10. If we book the tickets, so all the tickets are booking, like if you take the 8 tickets and more than 10 tickets also, that all the tickets are booking. Why? Because all the threads will be execute the resource at the same time. But we don't want like that, right? But we don't want like that. So what we want to execute the resource each thread at a time. What we want to execute this resource each thread at a time. So what we will do, simply we will attach one lock here. What we will do, we will simply attach one lock here, and whoever threads have the lock, okay, whoever threads have the lock, that will execute the resource. And other than that, thread, that will be went to the that will went in the waiting state. Suppose this thread have the lock, this thread will be execute this part, and another thread will be come into the waiting state. Okay, suppose if we take the real time example, okay, suppose this one is the our food session. Food stop, we can say that this is the food area, and these are here we have all the people. Okay, in this area we have all the peoples are hungry only. Okay, all the peoples are hungry only, so I will write here, here is the food area, here is the food area, and here is the people. All the peoples are here only. All the innocent people or the bad peoples will be stayed here, and here is the food stall. What we will do, what will happen here, when the food stall will be open, all the people will come, and all the people will grab the food, right? All the people will come at the same time, and all the people will grab the food at the same time. What will happen? Some people will get the food, some people will not get the food. The bad guys we have that will get the food, but that innocent people will not get the food, right? So for that, what we will do, simply we will attach one gate here. Simply attach one gate here, we will attach one gate here, and we will allow one people at a time. Okay? We will allow one people at a time. So simple, first people will go, we will make one key also, we will make one key also, we will give the key to the each person. Only key, we will give one key to each person. Whoever person have the key, that will go first, that will take the, and then will come out. Okay, after eating the food, it will be come outside. We will do like that. Same thing we will follow into the synchronization also. So whoever thread having the lock, that will be execute first, that will execute the resource also. After executing the resource, it will went to the get state, it will go into the get state. So this is the simple meaning of our synchronization. Synchronization is the process which can, with the help of synchronization, we can access the we can control the accessibility of the thread. Okay, with the help of this thread, the help of synchronization, we can control the accessibility of the threads. That is the only meaning of our synchronization. So we have a two types of synchronization. There is the mutual exclusive also, and the cooperation. And what problem we will face if we not use this synchronization? Suppose if we take this real time example also. So if you are not using the gate here, that is the synchronization. Suppose this is the synchronization. If you are not using the gate here, so what will happen? Some people will get the food, some people will not get the food. Right. The same thing will happen into the synchronization also. If we execute the resource at the same time, If you have total seat, there is the 10 also. 10 only. If we create the program with the help without synchronization. If we created one app which name is a ticket booking, and we have created without synchronization, so what it will do? If we have the 10 seat, it will book more than 10 seat. So other than 10 people, so what they will did, they will do into, they will sit into the ground floor, right? So what we will do, simply we will create a program. We will see what problem we will face. Simply I will create a program. That day we have to this program also, ticket, or we can write here book ticket. Okay, simple. I am creating a program that is book ticket. We will see first what problem we will face without synchronization. So class book ticket I have created. After that, we want the people, how much people we have inside our theater. So total seats I am writing here. Suppose we have a total seats in only here. After that, what we will do? Simply we will create a method. Anything. If you want to do the function, if you want to create a functionality, what we will do? Simply we will create a method. I am creating a method here. So which method I will create? Public void uh, ticket book. Any name you can give here. T small, or we will write here get ticket. Okay, get ticket. Simply I have created one method, that is the get ticket. After that, here we have to provide a seats, because whenever anyone want to book the ticket, we will allocate the seats here. Okay, we will provide a seats here, means whatever seat they will provide, it will book the ticket. After that, we will provide some easy condition. We will provide one easy condition here. What will the condition? If seats is less than or equals to then total seats, then only it will book the ticket. Then only it will book the seats. Otherwise, it will not book the seats. Suppose we have a 10 seats and user wants to book a 11 seats, and it will be booked. No, right? It will be create a problem. What we are doing here, when seats is less than equals to the total seats only, that time only it will book a ticket. Otherwise, it will not book a ticket. Okay, simply I will come here and I will write here system.out.println. If this condition is true, what it will print, it is seats are booked, and it will print the seats. The seats I will write here, and after that we will calculate how many seats left we have. What we will do, we will simply write here total seats equals to total seats, and how much seats they have booked, we will minus that. Now what, how much seats we have, that will be stored into this one. So we simply will print that on system.out, and here we will write seats left, and here we will print the seats also. How much total seats we have, right? This condition is true, means all the things we have wrote here inside the block, that will be true. Now if this condition will be wrong, so what it will print? Simply will come into the else block, and here we will print system.out, and here we will write seats are not, okay, and here we will print the seats also. Okay, after that we will print here also. Here we will print that is the system.out, and seats, how much seats we have, we will print that also, seats left. Here we will print total seats. Okay, now our logic is completed. That what we did here, simply we have created the class with the book ticket. After that, we have created one variable, that is the total seat. This is the instance variable, because I have created into the class but outside the method. Okay, so this is the local, this is the instance variable. After that, we have created one method, that is the get method. Inside that, we have passed one parameter. Means whenever we call this method, we have to pass the seats. After that, we have simply wrote one condition here, is the if else condition. Inside if, what we write, if seats is greater than equals to total seats, then only it will book the ticket. Otherwise, it will not book the ticket. It will come into the seats else block, and it will print seats are not booked. It will print seats left, how much seats we have. Now, we have to call this thing. We have to call this thing. How we will call that? But we have to call with the help of threads. How we will call that? Simply we will make it a thread. So extends thread. Okay, simply I'm writing here extends thread. After that, if we want to create a thread, simply we have, this is the first method to extend thread. After that, we have to override the run method also. So I'm overriding the run method here. Okay, simply. And after that, simply we have to create a main method. Inside the main method, what we need to do? Inside the main method, what we need to do? Simply we have to create an object. Okay, simply we have to create an object, a new test. I'm creating a new test. Okay, now here thread is also created. That is the object one I am writing. Thread is also created. Now what we will do from here? What we will do from here? What we will do from this run method? We will try to call this method. This is the resource. This is the resource we have. I'm talking about. I told you about the resource. No, this is the one resource. It will be executed at all the time. All the threads will be executed this resource at the same time. So here in this example, here will be our resource. The full area our will be the resource, and this all the people means the thread. So what we will do, this is the resource. This resource we will call it from the run method. So how we will call that? If we want to call this method, what we need to do? Simply we have to create an object of this. Okay. So but what I am doing is simply I am creating a reference variable. Take it B. And with the help of this B reference variable, simply I will call this method, that is the get ticket. Here I have to pass the seats also. Right? Here I have to pass the seats also. So what we will do? Simply we will create one variable again here, seats. Here this seats we will pass it here. Done. Now here is the reference variable. We have to allocate the object here. Right? We have to assign the object here into this variable. How we will assign that? So from this one I will assign this variable. B equals to new. In which class object this is? That is the book ticket. So I will read here book ticket. Okay. Now it will be allocated to this B. But it is giving the error. Why it is giving the error? Because this is the instance variable and we are calling into the static method. So we cannot call the instance variable directly into the static method. Because static method allows only the static variable. What we will do? We will make it as a static variable simply. Now it will be called. See, it is calling now. What we are doing? Simply we are assigning this object into this B variable. Here it will be assigned. After that, we have a seat. We will allocate the seats also. How much seats they want to book. If any person is there, how much seats they want to book, we will assign the value here. Now the seats value will be the 0. That is the default value it will be assigned. Now what we will do, we have created the thread here, that is the object 1. With the help of this object 1, we will assign the value. Seats equals to 8. Suppose we have 8 seats here. This one is the first person. Suppose I am writing here the person name, that is Sai. Here also I am writing a Sai. Suppose this is the first person, that is the Sai. I wants to book a 8 ticket. Okay, I want to book a 8 ticket. Simply we will write here Sai dot start. Sorry. Okay. Side I have started to, Side dot start will write. So what it will do? It will call the run method. It will, if any, it will be called the run method. It will call this method. There is the b dot get ticket. And from here we have assigned the values. Right? What is the value of seats now? Side dot seats. We will assign 8 here. So what is the value of seats now? That is the 8. It will become here. And it will be called this method. That is the get ticket method. So what is the value of seats? 8. Right? What we have assigned here, that is the 8. It will be call this value here, is the 8. After that it will check the condition, that is the 8 is less than equals to 10. Condition is true, seats are booked 8. Same like that it will be happen. So we will create another thread also. If I run this now, so it will be run very well. See, I run this one now, so it is running very well. That is the seats are booked, seats left too. But if we create another thread, suppose I have created another thread here. How to create? Just we have to create an object. So this is the another one. Suppose this thread name is a Jay. Jay also wants to book 8 tickets. So now if I run this one, see what will happen. Seats are booked 8, seats left 2, seats are booked 8, seats left -6. Means if we run this program multiple times, we will get sometimes a true result also. Okay, if we run this program multiple times, so we will get the true result also, but multiple times we are getting the false result also. Means which problem we are getting here? That is the data inconsistency problem. Why we are getting the data inconsistency problem? Because if we have a single resource and multiple thread, if we have a single resource and multiple threads, if we execute that program, All the threads will be execute this resource at the same time. Okay, all the threads will be execute this resource at the same times, and they will be interfere will be each other. Okay, they will be interfere with each other. That's why we are getting here the wrong result. Okay, that's why we are getting here the wrong result. Sometimes if we run this one multiple times, sometimes we will get the see, we are getting the right result now. Seats are booked at seat left 2. Seats are not booked 8 because seat left 2. We are getting the true results also many times, but we are getting the false result also many times. Which problem we are facing without synchronization? Is a data inconsistency problem. And see, if you have a single resource and if you have a multiple threads, so if we execute that program, all the threads will be execute that resource at the same time. It will be interfere will be with each other also. These are the another problem we will face with the help of synchronization. Okay, so if you want to resolve this problem, what we need to do? Simply we have to use the synchronization. So there are two types of synchronization: the mutual exclusive and the cooperation. Inside the mutual exclusive, if you want to achieve the mutual exclusive synchronization, we have three ways: synchronized method, synchronized block, and the static synchronization. We will try with the synchronized method. If you want to use the synchronized method, what we need to do? Simple, we have to write here synchronize. Okay, simply we have to write here the synchronize. If I run this one now, so every time you will get the correct data. See, every time you will get the correct data only. Okay, so we solved here data inconsistency problem also. We solved here the another problem, that is the thread will not interfere with each other also here. Now how this will be happen? Okay, how this will be happen? Simply I will copy this thing and we will come into the thread. Take it to, okay, here I will paste the thing. Okay, so what will happen here? What will happen? Simply, how much objects we have here? How much objects we have here? There is the only one object, that is the book ticket object. Okay. So it will become here. So this is the book ticket object we have. This is the, okay. And remember one thing. Remember one thing. Every object have two things. Like one is the area, another one is the log. Every object have two things. That is the one is the area, another one is the log. Okay, so every object have two areas. I will separate the thing. Every object have two areas. First one is the synchronized synchronized area. And another one we have, that is the same like that. That is the non synchronized area. We have two areas into the object. That is the synchronized area, and the other one is the non synchronized area. I told you to remember two things: the area as well as the object log. Every object have their own unique log. This object also have their yes, unique log. So what is the name of this object here? If we come into the program, what is the name of this object? That is the B. So simple, I will copy this thing from here and I will paste it here. Okay. Now how much threads we have here? That is the two thread. First is the psi and another one is the j. This is not the name of our thread, just we are imagining that. So this is the first person psi. So I will come here and I will paste it here only psi. And another person we have, that is the j. Okay, another person is the j. If you are not using the synchronization, so it will become into the non-synchronized area and it will execute that source at the same time. But if you are into the synchronized area, what it will be do? Inside the synchronized area, which method is present now? See, we have used here synchronize. Means this method will be present into the synchronized area now. Where is the synchronized area? Here. So this method is present into the synchronized area. So what will it will be do now? So simply size there. Here I told you like every object have its own unique lock also. So what it will be do? Simply it have a lock here. Okay, it will be contain one lock. First psi will be go. This time also both the wants to go, but whichever threads have the lock, whichever threads acquire the lock, that will execute the thing. Simply psi will go this time. Suppose psi will be go this time. First psi will be go. Psi will be go. It will be acquire the lock. Okay, and whenever it will be acquire the lock, if psi is psi having the lock, and j wants to execute this thing. So what it will be saying? no, psi having the lock, you cannot be execute this thing because psi having the lock. So psi, if psi acquire the lock, psi will execute this all the things, whatever things it have, it will be executed. That is the get ticket method, it will be executed. In the meantime, the j, whatever another thread will have, we have, that will be into the waiting state. This will be now into the waiting state. Okay, now I completed its task. What it will be do? When thread it completed its task, it will be come into the, it will be go into the date state. So it will be release the lock here again, and it will be come into the date state. Now this side thread went to the date state. Now another thread we have, that is the j. It will be come here and it will be acquire the lock again. And whoever thread having the lock, that will be execute the thing. So here we have it will j will be acquire the lock. It will execute this method, that is the get ticket method. After that, after completing this method, after executing this method, it will release the lock here only, and it will be come into the date state. This like our synchronization will be performed. Okay, this like our synchronization will be performed. If you take the real life example, we have took the example of the food. If we have many hungry people and if you have food resource one only, okay, if you have one food resource only, if we execute that, all the people, suppose here is the food resource and here is the hungry people. So if they execute this resource, all the people will be execute this resource, execute this, all the people will come here and all the people will get deported. But multiple people will get deported and multiple people will not get deported because they will interfere with each other. So for that, to resolve this problem, what we will do? Simply, we will attach one gate here and we will allow one person at each time, and we will give the key also. Whoever person have the key, that will it deput first. After that, he will go again. Another person will come. Another person will it deput. Like that, it will be happen. So this is the concept of the synchronization. First concept we saw, that is the synchronized method. So if you want to use the synchronization method, what we need to do? Simply we have to use the synchronize keyword here. If you use the synchronize keyword here, so this all the methods having into the synchronized area now. If you want to, if you want to apply synchronization on the whole method, so for that we are using only the synchronize keyword. Okay, synchronize method. Now another thing is that when we will use the synchronize block, when we will use the static synchronize also. When we use the synchronize block means, suppose this is the resource. In this part only we want a this part only we want a synchronization, but we don't want, suppose the here multiple things are there. Okay, here are multiple things are there, we don't want synchronization here. So what we will do, we will use here, simply we will use here the synchronize block. Okay, we will use here the synchronize block. If you want a synchronization for a particular block, suppose I am writing here system.out. Okay, suppose I want a synchronization for the particular block. This is the hello. Okay, this is the hello. And suppose I want a synchronization for this part only. I don't want a synchronization for this part. I want a synchronization for this part only. So what we will do? Simply we will use here the synchronize block. So how we will use that? We have to write here simply synchronize. And here we have to write this. This is refers to the current class. Inside this block, we have to write our part on which we want to perform a synchronization. Suppose now I want to perform synchronization on this only. Want I don't want to perform the synchronization on this part. So what we will do? Simply we will use here the synchronize block, and inside that we will use that part. And we don't use here also synchronization. Now also if you run this one, see we will get the right result every time. We are getting the right result every time. Okay. This is the synchronization. Another way of the synchronization, that is synchronized method and the synchronized block. We will use the synchronized method. If you want the synchronization for the whole method, for that we will use the synchronized method. If you want the synchronization for the particular part or particular block, then we will use the synchronized block. Okay. Till now, anyone have any issues? Till now, anyone have any issues? No. Okay. Now we'll move to the another part, that is static synchronization. So what will happen when we will use the static synchronization? Simply will come here. And what we are doing here, we are creating a thread here only, and we are calling from here only. Now what we will do, we will create a separate thread. I will remove this thing. I'll remove this thing also. If your oops concept is strong, no, so you will be easily understand what I'm doing here. Simply I am creating a class my thread. Okay. Inside that simply I will create a constructor my thread. Or actually simply will give the name as thread my thread one. Okay. In that what we will do, we will provide two things here, that is int seats, and as well as we will provide two things here also, that is the this object, that is the get ticket of book ticket object. So I will copy this thing, I will paste it here. Now simply we'll try to create a variable also here, that is same variable we will create also here also, and book ticket, book ticket here also we will create. Okay. So now here I have created one constructor, and here I have created the instance variable, and here I have created the local variable. Now I want to allocate this value into this instance variable. What we will do? Simply we will use here this keyword. Suppose if I write like that, seats equals to seats. So can it will be allocated? No, both will be the local variable only. Why? Here by the color also you can see here both they having the brown color, brown. If you want to allocate here into the whatever value will become from here, if you want to allocate into the instance variable, how we will allocate that? Simply we have to use here this keyword, this dot seats. Now it is refers to the current class instance variable. See here now color is also changed. It is referring to this one. This referring to the this instance variable. Now whatever value will become here, that will be allocated here. Now another thing, same thing we will do here also. This dot b equals to b we will write. Means whatever value will come from here, that we allocate into the this local variable. Okay. Now what we will do? Simply we will create here the threads also, extends thread, and here we will override the run method also, that is the public void run. Now you will be understand why I have created these seats and why I have created these book tickets also. What I will do, simple with the help of the object, that is the book ticket object. This is the reference variable. After that we will assign the object here. Okay. With the help of this object, I will call that method. So which method we have, that is the get ticket. And here I will assign the seats also. Here we have seats. I am assigning seats here. Okay. So now we have done these things. Now we have did all the things. So what we will do, simply create a main method here. Inside the main method, what we will do, simply we will call this method, call this thing. How will call that? Simply we have to create an object, but we want to assign first here. Right? We want to assign the object here. So for that we have to create that object, right? New book ticket. I will write is the B1 this time I'm writing here. And this one we will, if we want to assign this one into this one, how we will assign that? With the help of constructor. Simply I will create a object here, because with the help of object, if we create the object, it will be creator, it will call our constructor. So I will write here object one. Okay, object one I'm writing here. Now if I run this one, so what will happen? If I run this one, what will happen here? We have created the object of the book ticket b1. We have created the object of the book ticket, that is the b1. After that, here we have created the object of the my thread one class also, that is the object one. So what it will do? Simply it will come here into the my thread one, because we have created the object here. Okay. We have created the object means it will call our constructor. So it will come into the constructor, and what we wrote here, that is seats, the book ticket b. So what is the value of seats here? That is 8 will be assigned to the seats, and this b1 it will be assigned to the book ticket b. This is the reference variable. Inside the reference we are allocating the object now. We are initializing the object now. Right. Now this b1 is assigned to here, and after that we are here also we are doing the same thing. Local value we are initializing into the instance variable. So here whatever value the local variable have, this will initializing into the instance variable. What is the value of seats here? What is the value of seats here? That is the 8. And what is the value of b here? That is the b1. So it will be assigned here also. So what is the value of seats here? Now that is the 8. And what is the value of b here? That is the b1, it will be assigned b1, and here it will be assigned. Okay, done. If I run this one now, we have to start the thread also. When we will start the thread, then only it will call this method, right? There's the b dot ticket get ticket. So simply I will come here and I will write here object one dot start. If I run this one, it will be run in the basic way. Seats are booked 8, seat left 2. I will remove this thing. I will remove this thing from here. Okay, what it will be? Simply it will come here and it will be I will remove this thing also, the synchronization we don't want now. Okay, we will write here also, here synchronization, we use the synchronized method, don't use the synchronized block. Okay, now if I run this one, so it will be execute that very well, and seats are booked, seat left 2. Simply I have created I have uh, all the threads from the outside. Before that we have created the thread here only. Just now, just like that, I have created the thread outside, and I just assigned the values. I did nothing here. Okay, now what we will do, simply we will create a same class like that, another class, and here we will give my thread 2, and here also we will give it my thread. Okay, all the things will be same. Now same thing we will do here also. We will create another object here with the help of with the class my thread 2 object 2, and here also we will give here my thread 2. Okay. If I run this one, it is execute. It is giving the error, that is the illegal thread state exception. Why? Because here we are not called the object 2. Okay. Now if I run this one, so it is executing. See, object are booked, the seats are booked 8, seat left 2, seats are not booked 8, seat left 2. Okay. What we will do now, here till now it is performing well. What we will do, simply we will create another object of this book ticket now. Copy, we will paste it here. B2 we will write here, B2. And after that we will create the same threads here also. Copy, and here we will paste it. Okay, just we will change the name, that is the, this one is our object 3, and this one is our object 4. We change it here also. This is the object 3 and this is our object 4. And here we will provide a seat 8, 8, 16, and here I will provide a 4, and here I will provide 8. We will increase the seats also. Now we have a 20 seats. Okay, so first thread will be go first, that is the 8, 8 and 8 16, 16 and 4 20. After that it don't have to book this ticket. But now if I run this one, we have used here the synchronize also. Okay, but if I run this one, seats are booked 8, 6 are booked 8, seats are booked 4 again, and seats are not booked 8 again. This times we are getting the correct result here. Okay, if I come here and if I allocate B2, suppose B2 we have not allocated. Now if I run this one here, seats are booked 8, seats are booked 8, seats are booked 4 also, and seats are booked 8 also. See, when we booked 8 ticket, it is giving 12, is okay. When we booked 8 ticket, it is giving set 4, that is also okay. When we booked 4 again, so it is giving 16. Why it is giving 16? And when we book seats 8 again, so it is giving 8. So it is not a correct result, right? It is not a correct result. If you run this again, so we will get the wrong result every time. But this result is not correct. So why it is giving the wrong result? Suppose, see here, how much objects we have now? There is the B1 object and we have a B2 object. We have two objects here. Simply we will come into the pen. Okay, so what it will be do? Simply it will create one object here. It will be create one object. That is this one. And what is the name of this object? That is the B1. Simply I will copy this thing and I will paste it here. This one is our B1 object. And another object we have. This one is a B1 object. Another object we have here, that is the B2 object. So I will copy this thing I will paste it here. This one is our B2 object. We have two objects here, no? There is B1 and the B2. When first thread will be go, so what it will do, it will assign the total seeds 20 to this object. Okay, it will assign this total seeds 20 for this object. So I will write here total seeds for 20. When we will create another object and another thread will be go, then again it will be execute this total seeds 20 for this object also. So it will create a problem. And how much threads we have here? That is the fourth thread. This is object 1. So I will write here this is object 1. After that, same like that, we have a object 2 here. Same like that, we have a object 3 here also. And same like that, we have a object 4. Okay. Now, if you notice here, object 1 and object 2 is executing the P1 object. Okay. There is the thread 1, the thread 0, and the thread 2. Okay, thread 0 and thread 1 is executing the B1 object. So we will come here, and here it is this one is executing this one, or this object, this one is executing this object. Same like that, object 3 is executing the B2, object 4 is executing the B2. Okay, so it is executing the B2, and object 4 is executing the B2. But it will not happen like that. Sometimes this object 1 will be interfere with the object 3, and this object 2 will be interfere with the object 4. Okay, object 4 means this thread will be interfere with each other. Okay, this all the thread will be interfere with each other. Even if you have a lock also here, this thread will be interfere with each other. So to resolve this problem, what we have to do? If you resolve this, if you want to resolve this problem, what we need to do? Simple, we have to attach the lock. We have to attach the lock for the class level. And for the class level, which keyword we will use? That is the static keyword. Okay, we want to assign, we want to attach a lock for the class level. The class level, which keyword we will use? Is the static keyword. Now, if we use the static keyword, what it will do? The class also having his class is also having its own unique lock. So here it will assign one lock. So now, if first thread want to execute this lock, execute this thing, what it have to do? Simple, it will become here. It will acquire the lock. When it will acquire the lock, another three threads will be come into the waiting state. Another three threads will be coming into the waiting state. After that, if one thread wants to execute this resource, it will become here. It will be acquire the lock, and then it will come here again into the object. It have also one lock here. It will acquire this lock also, and whatever thing is there here inside the B1, it will execute that. Whatever and problem we are facing here, total sheets executing here also. Total sheets are total sheets we are initializing here also. So that we will solve with the help of static keyword. Simply, what we will do here, if you want to achieve this static synchronization, simply we have to use the static keyword here. And if you use static keyword, it is giving here for the total sheets. There is the error. What we will do, we will make it a static. Now it will be assigned the values for the class level. It will not assign the value for the 20 for this object and 20 for this object. It will assign the value for whole the class level now. Okay, for it will assign the value for whole the class level now. That is, it will assign total sheets 20 for the class level here. Okay, and it will remove this thing here. It will not assign for the object now. It will assign for the class level now because we have used here the static keyword. Now if I run this one, see, bits are booked 8, 10, 8, 4. Then 4 we are booking, so 0, and last thread will not book the ticket because only 0 sets we have. Okay, that is the thing. If you want log for the class level, for that we are using only simply static synchronization. Okay, these are the three ways to achieve the mutual exclusive synchronization. That is the synchronized method, synchronized block, and the static synchronization. Synchronized method we will use if you want a synchronization for the whole method. Synchronized block we will use if you want a synchronization for the particular block. That time we are using the synchronized block. And static synchronization, if you want a block for the whole class, for that we are using the static synchronization. Here means when we will use the static synchronization. Static synchronization we will use when we are dealing with the more than two objects or more than two objects. That time we are using the static synchronization because it will be interfere with each other. Okay, that are the three ways of the synchronization: synchronized method, synchronized block, and the static synchronization. Anyone have any doubt till here? Anyone have any doubt here now? Hello, am I audible? Anyone have any doubt here now? Okay. Now we will move to the another part, that is the cooperation. So what is mean by cooperation? Cooperation means simply wait method, notify and notify all. So what it will be do if we perform the wait method, means most of these are all are the object method only. If you want to perform the synchronization, we can perform with the help of this method only. But these are all are the object method: wait, notify, and notify all. What it will be do if you perform the wait method? Okay, if you perform the wait method, so what it will do? It will release the current thread will be release the log, and it will be wait until another thread will be perform the notify method. So how simply will come here, and what we will do, simply I will remove this thing from here also, and we will remove this threads also from here. We'll take one simple example. Okay, so here what I'm doing, simple I will create a for loop here, or I will create a thread here first, extends, or I will write here ticket collection. Okay, now we will create a ticket collection here. Now if you want to create a thread, how we will create that? Simply we have to write here extends thread here, and after that simply we'll write here public void run. Okay, and inside that what I am doing, simply I will use one for loop here. Int I equals to 1, because from 1 the people will be start. I is less than equals to 10, we use the 10 peoples there, and I plus plus. Okay, and here we have to calculate the total. So first time the total, what how much total we have first time, that is the 0. Now we will increase with the help of total number of peoples. The total equals to total, suppose we have a 100 rupees ticket. Okay, so it will be increased by 10 by increased by 10 times. Okay, 10 times 100, 100, 100, and we will get it 1000 here. After that simply we will create an object here, new ticket collection. Here I will create object tc, and with the help of the tc object I will simply start the thing. And after getting the start, simply I will printing here system.out, and total collection is rupees. I'm writing here plus the total rupee. So how we'll call that total? Simply we have to call with the help of tc dot. So we are not able to call this because I have declared this as a local variable. I have to declare this as a instance variable. So I will write here tc dot total. It will be called me. Now if I run this one, so we have to get it, that is the 1000, right? It will be run first time, that is the 0 plus 100, that is 100, 100, 100, 200, 300, 400, till 10 it will go, means we have to get it here 1000, means total ticket is rupees 1000. But if I run this one, we are getting 0 here. Why we are getting 0 here? If we run this one, if we execute this program, so what it will do, it will become jvm will come into the main method, it will create a thread. That thread is a main thread. It will create another thread. This thread name is a now, that is the thread 0. If you not giving any name, that jvm will give the default name to this thread, that is the thread 0. After that we are starting the thread from here, it is tc dot start, it will become here. Okay, but this thread is working here only because I told you just now, that is the, all the threads will be execute at the same time. So this thread is working here only, that is it main. This another thread also working here, but whenever, means until this thread is calculating the total, before that only this main thread is performing this line. Main thread is executing this line, that is the total collection is rupees, is the total. So how much total it will print? That is the 0. Before calculating the total, it is printing this thing. That's why we are getting the 0 here. So to resolve this, what we need to do? This thread have to wait. This thread have to wait. The main thread have to wait. So for main thread have to wait means what we need to do? we have to perform here the wait method. How we will perform that? Simply we have to write here tc dot wait, and it will give you, it will throw one exception, that is the interrupted exception. See, interrupted exception it will give. So simply we have to handle that. So I will use here the try and the catch. If you use try and the catch, and if I run this one, still we will get one error. There is the illegal monitor state exception. Current thread is not a owner. Why we are getting like that? So here call wait notify or notify all method on any object. Our thread should own the lock of that object. Mean it should be inside the synchronized area. But here this is not installed into the synchronized area. For that, what we need to do? We have to write into the synchronized area. For that, what we need to do? Just now we learned that we have to use here synchronize. And here I'm writing PC. PC area we want the ticket collection. That's why I'm writing here PC. Here I will write that object, write that X. Okay. Now if I run this again, we will get here total collection is rupees 100,000 because it will become here first. Okay. Ticket collection TC, after that TC dot start. Okay. After that, here it will become, here it will start the thread also, and here it will become on this line also. That is, where is that line? That is total collection is TC dot total. It will be not go first. Here it will become, that is TC dot wait. What it will be do? This thread will be release the lock. This thread will be release the lock, and which thread will be acquire the lock now? There is another thread we have, that is the thread 0. Thread 0 will acquire the lock. Thread 0 will execute this part. After that, it will send the notification. But we don't didn't use the method here. So simply we use here synchronize. Inside synchronize, I am using this here. Inside the synchronize area, I am simply using that. Now from here, simply it will provide a notify. Okay, after completing this task, it will send a notification to the our waiting thread. So which is waiting thread here? That is the main thread. Main thread will come here, and main thread will be execute this part again. Why? That's why we are getting here total collection is rupees 1000. Okay, what is the use of wait method? Wait method will be release the lock and wait until another thread will be called the notify method. Okay, and when notify method, what is the use of notify method? When notify method will be called, that thread will be release the lock. It will send notification to the waiting thread that I have completed the task. Now you can resume the task. Okay, so that is the use of wait method, notify and notify all. Notify method we will use for wake upping the single thread, and notify all method we are using for wake up all the thread. Okay, that is the difference between notify and notify all. These are the simple only. This is the inter-thread communication. Now, anyone have any doubt? Now, anyone have any doubt here? Yes. See, if you are not using the notify method, simply before that I didn't use also. So still it is we are getting here the 1000. Why we are getting here 1000? When we call the tc dot wait method, what it will be give? What it will be do? The thread will be come into the wait state. The thread will be go into the wait state. Simply if I call this tc dot wait method, so that thread will be going to the wait state, right? Which thread is waiting now? Is the main thread. Another thread is working here only inside this ticket collection. This thread is working. So after completing this task, this work, what JVM will do? JVM will allocate processor to main thread automatically. JVM will allocate processor to main thread automatically, and main thread will start the thread start the main thread will be start again. It will be executing this part again. Okay, if you have multiple thread, that it will create a problem, but if you have one thread or two thread, it will not create a problem if you not use the notify method also. Okay, hello, I'm audible? Now anyone have any another issues? Anyone have any another issues? Hmm. Notify all methods means if you want to means see here, if you want to wake up a single thread, for that we are using only the notify method. But if we have a multiple threads, what we will do that time? Simply we are using the notify all method. It will wake up all the threads. Okay, if we, whatever threads will be waiting there, it will be wake up in all the threads from there. That is with the help of notify all method. Okay, notify will be notify will be means wherever you want to declare. Suppose this thread is waiting here. Now this thread is assigning the task. Means this thread is executing this task. What I will do? Simply I will write a notify method here. Means after completing this task, after this thread will be completed task, this thread will be send the notification that I have completed the task. You can start now. Wherever. Suppose I have another class. There I have my thread is working. I will provide a notify method there. That thread will be send the notification. I have completed the task. Whom it will send the notification? The waiting thread. Whichever waiting thread is there, it will send the notification that I have completed the task. You can resume now. Okay. Anyone having another issue? But notify or the wait method you have to write only into the synchronize area. Okay. If you are not using it in this synchronize area, it will give you the error. Okay, then that's it for today, guys. So, anyone have any issues now? Anyone have any issues? No? Okay. So that's it for today, guys. From Monday, there will be, if you have any doubt, you can come offline also. I'm coming in the office daily from the Monday. Okay. So that's it for today. And today's assignment is that you have to create a problem, you have to create a program on this. That is whatever we learned today, that is the synchronization. And if you have any doubt, you can ping me, or you can ping it in the group, or you can come into the office directly now. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you for your time. We will meet on the Monday.